What's up, everybody? My name is Quin. I'm the coach of the Coal Valley Cobalions, and this is the draft analysis for my Season 9 team of the MWPA. I got 15th out of 16, so it's semi-wheel, which is actually pretty solid. I was fairly happy with it. I didn't really know what I wanted going into this. I did notice on like the second day of drafting that Calyrex Ice was only 15 points, and that's disgusting. And I wanted to get it, but it was taken 9th overall, I think. So what it did end up falling to me, because I had like no clue what I wanted, was Necrozma. And I wanted stuff I'd never used before. I've never touched Necrozma. It's got really good natural bulk, a solid speed tier it's very strong on both offensive sides, which is perfect for its signature move Photon Geyser. It also has a lot of really cool options like Autotomize, Calm Mind, Dragon Dance. You can run Stored Power, Calm Mind sets. It even gets Cosmic Power, I think. Yeah, Cosmic Power. It also has Trick Room options. It's got Swords Dance, Substitute. I don't know. It's got Thunder Wave and Toxic. It's also got pretty good coverage. It's got like Dragon Pulse, Earth Power, Earthquake, Dark Pulse, Brick Break for steals, if you need, or darks. I mean, it has Earthquake for steals. It doesn't need one for darks. Oh, I guess it has Heat Wave. Never mind. Too. Yeah. So it has knockoff or bulky psychics, just anything just to be annoying. Honestly, I did not know it got knockoff. I've never seen it run knockoff. It's got like dual screens, I guess. There's probably some cool stuff I could figure out down here. I know I've seen Powerhead Meteor Beam. That could be fun. Honestly, I forgot Prismatic Laser existed. But yeah, so first pick Necrozma. Then on the semi-wheel, I got Keldeo to help deal with dark types with Justified, which, I mean, it's not as good as it would be on like Terrakion, but it soaks it, and you can punish it if you want to run physical set. But it got access to Flip Turn now. On top of stuff like you've got Air Slash, Aura Sphere, Secret Sword obviously is a signature move. Surf, Scald, Toxic, Taunt. It's really good for breaking the bulky dark sets that Necrozma has problems handling, so I'm just hoping for it to be a breaker for it for late game. I don't think it gets like anything crazy. I could run like SD and Megahorn. It's pretty straightforward what it's gonna do. It just has like a couple of different options of like if you want to run Scarf, you can run Specs, you can run Subtoxic, just to be annoying, which is always fun. Alright, so next wheel I got Weavile to break, hopefully help with Psychics for Keldeo and Necrozma, which both of them have kind of a hard time breaking. Necrozma less so, as it can just set up and then click Shadow Ball. I think it... Oh, it doesn't get Shadow Ball. It can click Dark Pulse, at least. But, so, it's got like... It doesn't get Pursuit anymore because it's a no-cut moves league, which is unfortunate, but it's still really good without it. It's got Knockoff, your Ice moves. It has Triple Axle now, which is really good for it, assuming you hit them all. Pretty decent coverage overall. You also have access to like Fake Out, Foul Play. You can run Home Claws if you really feel like it. Most often this thing's going to be like Bandit or Life Orb or Boots maybe. But it's still a really strong mon, and I think it complements the other two pretty well. Next up, I got Rotomo, because a common thing between these is bulky water types, because I don't think this thing gets like Thunderbolt. It gets Charge Beam, but yeah. Bulky water types are pretty annoying, especially like pure water types, like Milotic, Blastoise, stuff like them. What else is another common bulky water? Like pure type. I'm blanking. I'm blanking. But like, I mean, Tapu Fini is also a problem. I don't think Tapu Fini was drafted though. But honestly, I just think Rotom's a super good utility mon to have. It's bulky enough to take hits really well, but it's also got enough offense to where you don't really need to run a ton of it to at least be doing decent chip with Volt Switch and whatnot. It's got Toxic, Trick. It has all three major statuses. It's got Trick. It's got Volt Switch, Sucker Punch. If I really want to run it, probably won't ever. It's got Nasty Plot, which I think is really good, especially for this and Heat, which I was debating getting, but I ended up deciding to get this just because it dealt with waters even better and wasn't weak to them. And it's got Discharge. It has Defog, so for hazard removal, because first three don't have any, and they aren't a big fan of hazard stack like spikes. It's also got Screens if I really want them, which is actually a pretty solid set, so I could definitely see myself bringing it 1 week or two. And I don't think it's anything super crazy, but I just think it meshes pretty well with the first three. It's a solid support pivot too. These are the planned names, by the way. If you think of anything better, please let me know. These all suck. Except for like this one. This one's just a great nickname. You can't tell me it doesn't look like Rubber Chicken. It does. Alright, so this one, I got Moltres 5th. Next round. Next wheel. So it has Pressure Core with Weavile, but it also has Flame Body, which is also a really good ability. And especially with boots, this thing is majorly buffed, so you have to knock off the boots for it to take any chip on switching. Still recording, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Just gotta make sure. So it's decent coverage. It's got Scorching Sands now, which is nice. Also has Tailwind, which I forgot it got. I thought only Articuno had Tailwind. It's got U-Turn, Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, obviously. Stuff like Flare Blitz, which I don't think I'll ever run. Flamethrower. Has Dual Wing Beat, which is kind of cool. Ancient Power, Air Slash. Hurricane, Defog, which is like the main thing other than just being a pretty bulky, naturally bulky mon. Anything else like notable? Roar, Roost. This thing also has Reflect, but not Light Screen. Anything else? Oh, Burning Jealousy is really cool. I could definitely see myself Burning Jealousy. It's a really cool move that really punishes setup. So if they have like a bulky water that's trying to set up bulk ups, what would do that? I don't know, maybe like, or like a Dragon Dancer. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what it would use that for, but like, it's cool. I don't know what would want to set up on this thing necessarily. Like, I guess like Terrakion could, but like, I don't even remember if Terrakion was drafted. I don't think it was. Anyways, I just think Moltres is a pretty solid mon. It was 10 points, so not super duper high. I was between this thing and Talonflame, but since I already had Weavile for the speed tier, I thought that Moltres would be better. Also, as I said, Pressure Core is pretty cool. So 6th, right after Moltres, I got Stakataka. This is yet another thing I've used. Actually, I don't think I've used. I've used Weavile, but other than the first 6, I haven't used any of them. I had Rotom for like one game, and then I dropped the league because of school. But Stakataka is pretty cool. It's a quad flying resist, which is really nice because I don't really have any. I mean, I don't really have anything weak to flying except for Keldeo, but flying spam's like stupidly good, so this thing's really nice to have to try and stop that. It's another rocker, so Necrozma isn't like solely alone because that sucks to have only Necrozma. Oh yeah, Necrozma gets Stealth Rocks. It's a bulky Stealth Rocker, so if I need to run that, I can run it. There. Yeah, this thing it has Body Press now, which is really stupidly good considering. Look at 211 It starts at 458 before you even do anything. Like, it's disgusting. It's ridiculous. It also has like, it's got Earthquake, Gyro Ball, which is good because it's super slow. Heavy Slam, which this thing, and Heat Crash, which are both really good because this thing, I don't remember how much it weighs. I'm pretty sure it's like stupidly heavy though. It's made out of metal and rocks. I would hope it is. But it actually has, it can set its own trick room, which is super cool, which is, it wasn't the reason I got it, but it's just an added benefit. As I said, rocks, it's got screens for some reason. I don't know. A lot of things these screens, so I shouldn't really be that surprised. Like, Iron Defense Body Press is honestly, like, pretty disgusting. Like I said, like, I know I'm mentioning it again, but, like, it's just that stupid. It even has Magnet Rise, so you can run, like, Trick Room Magnet Rise to stop any grounds from trying to do shit to you. This thing has a lot of, like, really cool Psychic type, like, terrain, not terrain, but, like, your rooms and, like, your screen type things that are super cool. Like, roleplay. Like, why would this thing get roleplay? Magic Room, Wonder Room, Skill Swap. It's super cool. You would never skill swap with this thing. Unless it's, like, I don't know. Something, like, Levitate. You take Levitate. But yeah, I just think speed's obviously low, but it gives me a trick room option with Necrozma. And rocks, good type, not awful typing. It has bulk to back up the typing, unlike something like Aggron, which has like 60 special defense. And it also, I don't know, I just think it's pretty solid. Next up, I took Flygon, so it's a Levitator to help out. Oh yeah, Rotomo is also a Levitator to help out this thing, so ground weakness isn't as bad as it could be. Definitely not as bad as it could be. So Flygon is solid. I wanted a Dragon type, I wanted a ground type. I also wanted Momentum, which doesn't get U-turn. Its ground is like pretty stupid stab. It has dual wing beat now, which I don't think I'll make use of, but it's cool to get it. Like, even special sets, like Boom Burst is nasty. It's got a really good coverage for both types. It gets Fire Punch, doesn't get Ice Punch, it gets Thunder Punch though. Like Throat Chop. It has Scorching Sands now if you want to be a bulkier set to burn stuff. Power Up Punch, Iron Tail, Outrage, First Impression, which is actually pretty cool as well. It also has access to Dragonet, so you don't have to run Scarf or Bandit. You can just set up a DD if the matchup lets you. Also has Defog as well, so it's another defogger for these two, which actually these three are my only defoggers, which is kind of sus, but they're all solid depending on the role. So, and I feel like I'm going to always bring at least one of the three, as they're also my main ground immunities. They're my ground immunities, and I don't have anything else, so I'm pretty much always going to bring at least one of them. What else I get? It has Tailwind. Does this thing get Scale Shot? It does get Scale Shot. Don't see anything else to note. Like, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's a really good Scarfer as well, so to help with speeds. These are my only three above 100, but I think I'm gonna be alright, especially because I also have Trick Room and I've got a couple good Tailwinders for speed control if I need it, and also have Necrozma with like DD and Autotomize. And yeah. So next, 9th, 7th, 8th overall. Right after on the wheel with Flygon, I took Mega Audino. So Mega Audino is nowhere near the best Mega, but it's extremely fat. Wish Passer. It also says Trick Room, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it's really nice to have as well. Coverage is stupid. Calm Mind is good. I've used this thing before. Out of everything on the screen, I've used Weavile, Flygon, Mega Audino, and Garbodor. Everything else is pretty new, other than like using it on the ladder maybe, but Like, it's a normal type, so it's got stupidly good coverage. It's got Toxic, Thunder Wave. Wish is great. It can even spread sleep with Yawn. It's got screens. It's got Heal Bell. It's got Knockoff. It's just a good fat, um, what's it called? Cleric. It's a good fat Cleric. Healing Wish as well, with stupidly good coverage to help out. So like I can wish into this thing which has pretty low HP but pretty bulky everything else, so it can probably shoot take a hit, and also wish into something like Keldeo or Modem or Garbodor or something like that. So I thought it was pretty good. It's also a fairy, which I didn't have yet, which is the main reason I wanted it. It's a fairy too. Because at this point I was getting pretty low on points. I think I had, let's see, Flygon was 8, Audino was 6, Garbodor was 6 as well, and then Curse was 8 and Electabuzz was 5. So I was like 30 points left with 5 mons. So honestly, none of these were super expensive. Like Necro was 16, that was the highest, and then 2 15s. Excuse me, 11, 2 10s, and then yeah. What else? This doesn't get anything else to be like of note. She does like Icy Winds. Not, this isn't BGC, but it's cool nonetheless. Speed for more speed control if I need it. I don't know. Most of the time this thing's gonna be like a Wish Cleric support, but it could also shine as a Calm Mind setup sweeper if potentially, if need be. Alright, next up I had Garbodor, which this says in United States 2020, you can't see it. Yeah. Yeah. So Aftermath's a great ability to have. It just punishes whatever kills it. So either way you're getting 25% off. It's best if it's something that doesn't have any recovery, because then it has no way to get the health back, but just getting chip off's nice. Also, weak armor is not bad, depending on what type of set it is. If it's like a, doesn't get power punch. It does not. Never mind. It gets curse though. So like curse, so I'm at +1. That'd be kind of cool. I don't lose any defense. Actually, that could be kind of cool. And then stench is just, it's fine. I'll probably use aftermath almost all the time when this thing comes. So main thing about this thing, it's ground, toxic spikes absorber, grounded poison, so it's a toxic spikes absorber. It has spikes itself and toxic spikes. It's decently bulky for fairies to hit, as this part of my team's kind of weak to fairies, but then I have some more bulk down here to build it up again. So I'm not super duper worried about them. It's like a really, really strong one with good coverage. This thing, speaking of coverage, this thing actually has pretty good coverage. It's got like Rock Blast, Seed Bomb, Thunderbolt. I'm probably never gonna run it. It's got 60 special attack, but that's there. Dark Pulse, Drain Punch is actually really good. It has Explosion too. This thing also has Body Press. Pain Split to try and keep itself somewhat healthy with like Black Sludge isn't bad. Also has Corrosive Gas, which could be really cool to use if I need it. Yeah, like Infestation. Nothing else super duper big. It's like this thing's mainly going to be used as a grounded poison and like a spike setter, hazard setter. If they've got like a bulky, like a super offensive fairy that doesn't have any coverage for this thing, it could be pretty solid. But I don't know. This thing probably won't come a ton. So next I picked Cursula. Honestly, the only reason I took this thing is it's a ghost, which I didn't have yet. It's a good trick room setter, or not setter, abuser. So it can pair well with Stack Attack and a trick room core. Abilities, honestly, I thought Pretty Perish Body was really good, and then I saw that it sets it for itself and the attacker. I thought it was just the attacker. If it's for itself, it's pretty bad because it means you can't set up at all, or you risk you have to be forced out. Its stats aren't bad, other than its physical bulk's abysmal. But like 130 special attack, special defense, really. I just feel like I haven't talked about the stats for like any other mons. Okay, well, yeah. I feel like this thing's just newer, so it's not as well known. Honestly, I've never seen someone draft Cursula. I just thought it fit kind of what I had pretty well. Okay, so this thing's coverage is actually like insane. Like because Cursula, the regular Cursula has access to like Scald and stuff. The Galarian one as well, which means this thing has access to like Scald, Surf, Power Gem, Hydro Pump, Head Smash, Earthquake, Earth Power. It, so you got Calm Mind, you have Blizzard. I think it has Ice Beam. But the coverage on this thing is actually pretty insane. Its physical attack's actually not awful either, which is it's 95. But like you're never gonna use it with 145 special attack, especially with no way to boost the physical attack. I don't think. No, I don't see anything. But like it's got Strength Sap and Will-O-Wisp to try and help with the physical defense at all. Um, Shadow Ball, yeah, it's covered. It's the regular stab. That's Stealth Rock, which is another cool thing because I don't doubt this thing will ever run it, but like it helps in case I need it. Like I said, I don't expect this thing to come very much, if at all, but like it's nice to have to scare people with like a trick room core to come. Also has Burning Jealousy, which is interesting. It makes kind of sense though. Kind of makes sense. I don't know. This thing's pretty cool. It could be decent. Oh yeah, that's not Great Britain. It's the Great Barrier Reef because it's 2020 and everything's dead. Yeah. Alright, so this thing, I honestly only got it because this team really struggles with bulky waters. Even with Modem, like, if Modem has an awful matchup, which I mean, this thing probably won't have a great matchup either, if then because it's the same electric typing, but they don't share the ground weakness, which is nice. So, it's decently fast. 95 is not bad at all. 123 attacks, nothing to scoff at. Especially, I think this thing also gets Power Punch. Yeah, I don't think it gets Bulk Up. No, Bulk Up would be nice. Like, Curse, I guess. I don't know. You don't want to lose speed with this thing. But it's strong. It's got decent coverage. It has Teleport, which is interesting. It's got a Volt Switch. A pretty good physical coverage. It's got all the elemental punches. It's got Hammer Arm, Cross Chop. Doesn't get close combat. Or it gets Earthquake though. Also, again, another screen setter if I really want to. Which I'm definitely not opposed to running weird sets. That's pretty much, I love doing it. But like usually they work decently well. Or that's the intent. At least I don't just bring dumb shit to bring dumb shit. I try to make it actually work. You get Barrier, but that's cut, so I can't use it regardless. Dual Chop. I don't think this thing gets anything crazy, like solid coverage, but nothing stupid. But yeah, so that's the team. It's definitely not as good as it could be, and looking at the other teams, it's honestly pretty weak. That seems to be a theme with my drafts, though. They're all relatively weak compared to everyone else's. But the schedule was released today, and I haven't looked at it because I wanted to keep it a surprise for the video. Unfortunately, two friends accidentally spoiled when I faced them, which sucks. But like, it was an accident. I hadn't told them yet, so that's not their fault. Anyways, let's look. I'm really excited for this because I have no clue who I fight other than 2 matches, which is actually the first week and week 5, I think. Yeah. All right. Oh, this. Okay, so week 1 Kizu. I knew this because she accidentally said it, but I don't care because I love her. She's awesome. So second, Kevin. Kevin sucks. Haha. Kevin bad. I don't know Paralyzer very well. Kyle's a really good friend of mine. And the story with Kyle, I met him in the server. We were in a speed tour together. We were both in finals. And I haven't faced him since other than the mock battle. So, and I don't know if he was actually trying in the speed tour battle. I know he wasn't trying in the mock battle. So I don't know if I actually really fought him or not, but I know he's way better than me. Marceline's another really good friend of mine. Sengoku, also a pretty good friend of mine. Brett, I know, but not super duper well. Rich, same thing. I was in the division with him last season. Zero, I don't know at all, but he seems super cool. And then Aura, I fought once, I think, and I beat him. I don't think I fought Rich. I don't remember honestly. But yeah, so that's the team. My hope is that I'll be able to upload all of the battles, and I'll actually do it rather than not do it. Because I've had a history of saying I'm gonna do something and not actually doing it. But I'm recording this, so that's a good step at the very least. So yeah, I will see you all in this match versus Kizuhime, hopefully, sometime next week. Peace.